Hub with Rushka, powered by Death by Coffee, which I will advertise because it's my coffee, our coffee. And we have Howard Kleynhans in the house.
Hi.
This guy is legend. And we're going to be chatting to Howard about his life and who he is. Because Howard is going to be doing the live hub with Howard. He's going to be doing music through the ages. And I just wanted to introduce you to him so that you can see who this guy is who's going to be doing this show. And for those of you who know Howard, I know there are lots of questions that you want to ask him, because I have lots of questions I want to ask him, so I'm going to ask them on behalf of you. If you've got it, well, you said ask away. Oh, okay, so if you've got a question there, you can just post it up and we're going to try and answer it. But
Yes. All right.
we're going to have a chat and you can eavesdrop on the chat. Howard,
Yes, Rushka.
tell me, first, have you got coffee?
No, it's fine.
Howard drinks espressos, by the way. Do you like milk in your coffee?
Not really. No.
So
Very seldom take milk.
black coffee. Do you drink lots of coffee?
Way too much coffee.
Just too much coffee.
There's no such thing as too much coffee.
He's in the right place if he loves lots of coffee, eh? I just want to know, I was reading your bio that you put up there, and you were talking about, I want to know if, hey guys, are you listening? Hell, they're making coffee over there. I wanted to know, we were talking about what got you into music, because we all know, and for those of you who know Howard, he can talk about music forever and ever and ever, and he knows the weirdest thing about musicians and music. What got you into music? When did you start loving music?
I was born in 1965.
Yeah.
I remember in the early 70s, my uncle, he kind of liked music. He gave me a copy of Meet the Beatles.
Yeah.
He said to me, this is for you, listen to it. Because I wasn't really into music at the time. Music was a kid.
How old were you?
About 6 or 7 years old.
Okay.
So he did, and then I just fell in love with it. I loved the Beatles, was the thing that's got me into music, I guess. I used to play the record over and over, with cover artwork and photographs. And it was quite strange because it was sort of shot in dark colours.
Yeah.
So it was like a black and white portrait of the Beatles. So they look quite sort of mysterious and odd.
Yeah.
And
Just hang on, I just want to know if you can you switch off the fan, please? Got a fan blowing, this is a hot day. I want you to be able to hear everything this guy says. This is so interesting. Okay, so you started with the Beatles, you were like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Did you have a record player at home?
I had a little dark, well they call them dark sets.
Yeah.
It looked like a little briefcase with a record on it, with a speaker there, you could play the records. So it was like kind of a dance, it was a thing for kids really.
Dance set?
Dance set, yeah, dance set.
Dance
set.
Did you have your own one? Was it a family one?
No, it was mine.
Oh, okay. When you were 6, you had your own?
Yeah, they were cheap.
In those days.
They were very cheap.
They're not so cheap now.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to records. It's not so cheap.
But along with the Beatles, I must
Yeah.
say, I think it was also in the early 70s, about 73,
Yeah.
my gran went over to the UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she brought back with her a record by a guy called Ken Dodd,
Yeah.
Diddy Man.
Yeah.
Ken Dodd was an English comedian. He used to do daytime shows for children.
Yeah.
And he was from Liverpool. And the Diddy Men was a sort of Liverpudlian slang term for short people.
Wait, what is it again?
Diddy Men.
Diddy Men.
Diddy Men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were like these little characters that they'd have in the show. They were like kind of little puppet characters. And they had all these songs with that sort of singers songs about where they were from. Naughty Ash, which is an area in Liverpool.
Yes.
This funny little area where they grew up to. And it was like kind of this myth, this Liverpudlian myth about these characters that would sort of live in the undergrowth and these odd places and that sort of thing. And I love that too. So
Okay.
all these kind of these odd songs about, fixing broken biscuits.
Was this also a record that you had?
Yeah, it's a record, yeah.
Just let us know if you know this record or if you recognize it. For those of you know, don't show your age. You can show your age. Was it when you were 6 in the 70s?
6, yeah, I must have been 6 or 7 years old.
He looks young, eh? How old are you?
Ah,
Yeah.
52.
He's 52. He looks so young. Music keeps you young. Drinking coffee keeps you young.
So yeah. So that was kind of my introduction to music.
Yeah.
The Beatles and Ken Dodd and Diddy.
Okay.
But I'll tell you something as well at the
Yeah.
same time. Something you don't know about me.
Yeah.
I also love football.
Really?
Very passionate about football.
Did you play?
Yeah, I love football. I really connected with my father because he also was quite passionate about football.
Yeah.
And of course my team was Liverpool. And it was about, this must have been about the mid-70s.
Yeah.
So,
So still you were like about 10, 11, mid-70s. So
mid-70s, about 7.
so you watched football, your team was Liverpool?
No, you couldn't see
play?
No, well, I played. But
Was there TV in the 70s?
No, TV was only in 1975.
Heck, there was no TV! How did you watch?
I grew up on the radio.
Oh, so you listened to it on the radio?
Yeah, you pick it up on the BBC.
Yeah. So now this is in the era of no TV, because I remember the TVs in
That's right.
I remember getting a TV. It was.
Yeah, we lived in a cultural scarcity.
Yeah. But now, because of it, because you didn't have a TV, you had radio.
That's right.
And you had records.
Yes.
So what? It's totally different to now.
Exactly.
Totally different.
Yeah, we grew up and we listened to the radio. So
Yeah.
and the radio in South Africa at that time was something
Yeah.
called Springbok radio.
Yeah.
So what you'd get these sort of soapies, and you'd get magazine programs and
Yeah.
stuff. And every now and again, they'd have a pop show, and they'd play some of the latest pop songs of the day.
Yeah.
So that's what I would listen to. And
Okay.
growing up in that time, pop music at that time, and the thing at the time was glam rock. So you had
glam
things
rock.
like
Yeah.
Bowie, and
Yeah.
The Sweet, and Slade, and
Yeah.
T-Rex, and all that sort of stuff.
Did they play that stuff on the radio?
Yeah, they were big.
That's like hardcore stuff on the radio.
Yeah, they were pop songs.
Okay. David Bowie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I grew up on initially, really, with music. Sort of real time at that time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the Beatles are over.
Yeah. This is now the 80s.
No, this is the 70s.
When did the Beatles end?
Beatles were 1970, I think they split up.
Okay.
Yeah, so glam rock was the big thing at the time.
Yeah. So now in the 70s, when you're listening to the radio and David Bowie, what was your favourite? After the Beatles?
Well, I loved glam rock.
Just glam rock.
Yeah, I loved it because it was different to the other music that was playing on the radio.
Yeah.
Because the other stuff you heard on the radio was like sort of syrupy pop songs and
Yeah.
nerve songs and stuff.
Syrupy pop songs.
That kind of stuff. Whereas like, there was like an energy with glam rock, there was sort of an energy to it. There was like kind of there was an ecstasy about the music that was instantly, you recognized, you picked up on it.
Yeah.
And it stood out from the rest.
Yeah.
And so that was the stuff that I was listening to in the mid-70s.
Okay. And out of those, I love the way you talk. There was ecstasy, therapy, so cool. Was there a favourite now in the 70s? Where were you? Were you here?
Port Elizabeth, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was anyone else in your family who shared your passion for glam rock?
No. I mean, I asked my dad about it. I was very young. I mean, I didn't really know what it was. And I'd say to him, what is this?
Yeah.
And he'd say, oh, it's bubblegum music.
Oh, did he call glam rock bubblegum music?
It's called bubblegum music. It's like disposable pop music.
Yeah, I remember period bubblegum.
Yeah.
Oh, just bubblegum.
Yeah,
Books.
that was the kind of called that, bubblegum music.
Oh, no, it's called bubblegum
It's
music.
glam rock. Yeah.
So now, did your brothers and sisters?
I had a sister. Yes.
Did they also like listen to the radio?
She listened to the radio now and again, but
Yeah.
she wasn't a big thing for her.
Some people, they just love music or they don't.
Mm.
Do you play? Do you play instruments?
Well, I used to play the drums in the band.
Yeah.
And talk
I'm
jazz.
asking him this question, but I actually know the answer.
Yeah.
Because I remember the band, it was a kit band. It wasn't normal drum kit. I just want you to hear about this drum kit this guy had. It was not a normal drum kit, okay? Tell me about, I know we're jumping, but I want to know this. Tell me about that drum kit that you played in that band.
It was a side drum, a snare drum, and cheap metal percussion, kind of metal instruments and stuff like that. So it was kind of like more like a percussive thing.
Yeah, but now this wasn't just ordinary. You made.
Well, Chris and myself did it.
Yeah. They made like these weird percussion instruments from the stuff from the junkyard.
Yeah.
Went to the junkyard.
We go to Metal Man, or whatever it's called, and you pick up these bits of scrap.
And then, I remember Metal Man. I love that place. So they collected like junk from the scrapyard, and it sounded amazing. I remember what it sounded like.
It was different.
There was a normal drum kit, and then there was you, and you were playing all these crazy.
Because it tied into the music we were listening to at the time as well.
Yeah.
But we are jumping ahead.
We're jumping ahead. But so what? I want to hear about the drum kit. Okay, now we can go back. He likes these needs. I'm learning about how.
No, well, we're doing it.
We're going from the beginning to the end.
A narrative.
I'm allowed to jump though because I'm not like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So now back in the 70s, we can go from there if we want to.
Yeah. in the late 70s, because remember TV, there wasn't TV until 1975 in this country,
Yeah.
because the government thought TV was going to be a corrupting influence. And then they thought, hang on, we can use TV as our own tool
To
for
corrupt
propaganda.
and influence.
Yeah, exactly. So it was very much a controlled thing by the government.
Yeah.
And TV was kind of a novelty thing at the time.
Yeah.
But
just hang on, I just want to go there. Can we go there?
Mm.
So in the 70s, talking about TV, because we're talking about media and all of those different kinds of things.
Yeah.
Okay. In the 70s, in South Africa, TV was controlled because they didn't want TV to corrupt. There were lots of things that were banned.
Oh, yes.
Can we talk about that a bit? That's interesting.
I remember at the time there was also the equity ban was going on. Where you couldn't really get any stuff from overseas because of the cultural boycott against this country, because of apartheid policy.
Yeah.
So you kind of were saddled with what they could get, what the SABC could get. And invariably what they'd get is old stuff and they'd dub it into Afrikaans, so that sort of thing. Yeah. So you get these British shows, which were really quintessentially English-based shows, which they would then dub into Afrikaans.
Oh, that's so funny!
Ridiculous, yeah.
I don't remember watching that though. I remember watching Lady Di's Wedding. That's the only thing I remember watching.
Yeah, that's
that, and so now, eventually, because they used to play it for just like an hour a day.
Yeah.
And then eventually it started being all.
I remember sitting watching the test pattern.
Yeah,
You turn the test pattern on and you can look at it.
Yes!
Because there's this new novelty thing.
Yes, this kind of, I remember that too. And then, so TV, when TV started coming in and media started coming in, what happened? Like, how did it change your music for you?
Well, also because around that time, I think also in 1975,
Yeah.
prior to that there was a thing called
Hey guys!
LM Radio,
Love you.
which came out in I think it was in the late 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
And it was broadcast from Lorenzo Marx at the time. It was then called Lorenzo Marx, now called Maputo. And that kind of fell by the wayside. And the backing was picked up by Radio 5, which is called it's now called 5 FM. But at the time, 75 was called Radio 5.
Oh, did that start then already?
Yeah, that's when it started. Yeah. So they kind of took over there, and they would just play music.
Yeah.
But what they would basically do was play disco music non-stop.
Disco!
I love disco, but I mean it was ridiculous. They played disco all the time, which is the thing. Because remember that time it was Saturday Night Fever, and the whole disco craze had started. So what you got was disco ad nauseum. So you got tons of that stuff. So you didn't really get anything else besides that. So you didn't get. I mean, punk was going on at that time as well, but you never heard punk.
So when they started, because you're into punk.
Well, I missed it. I mean, I was a little bit too young for punk. I picked up this
later
after punk.
But now, if you were listening to the bubblegum,
the glam rock,
okay, and then the radio station started just playing disco. How did you get your music? How did you find you weren't into that music? So how did you find it?
I think one thing that's also was kind of a big deal at the time was there was a music publication that came out. I think it was about 78, 79, which was quite short-lived though. It was called Music Maker.
Yeah.
And it was a South African-based publication. And what they did was they modelled their format on the New Musical Express, which is the big music paper in the UK at the time. They modelled their format on that. So you'd get sort of like your letters page, and you get feature articles, you get singles reviews, you get album reviews, and you get live reviews and so on. But the format was basically taken from the NME, which was the big British music magazine at the time.
Okay.
But the Music Maker, it was quite short-lived. It was about, I think it only lasted about 2 years, and it just fell by the wayside. But I remember there was a series that this one guy did called The Evolution of Art Rock.
Yeah.
It was a 7-piece feature on alternative music from the 60s, starting with people like Velvet Underground, and you mentioned Roxy Music, and Pink Floyd, and Iggy Pop, and the German music from the 70s like Kraftwerk, Can, and stuff like that. So that was kind of an eye-opener because you never heard that music. Stuff that I've never heard about these people, but they sounded fascinating. And you couldn't buy them.
So you could read about them, and they sounded fascinating, but you couldn't hear them.
You couldn't hear them,
and you couldn't get your hands on them.
Yeah, because you couldn't buy those records in this country.
So how did you get it then? Did you have to wait?
Well, going from that, Around the same time, about 1979, I think it was, Boxing Day, 1979.
Yeah.
Capital Radio started out. It was the first independent radio station. It broadcasted from the Transkei. Because at the time, Transkei was one of the first so-called independent homelands that the government sent.
Yeah.
And I think Cisco was the other one. And it was run by, what is his name? Chief Kaiser. I can't think of his surname. Anyway, Transkei was run by that. And what these other guys did, I think they were mainly British-based guys. They saw an avenue, because Transkei was independent, they thought, hang on, we can set up a radio station independent from the SABC.
And then do what we like.
Which, yeah, well, that's what the idea was.
Yes.
And they set up in, I think it was Port St. John's, and they started broadcasting in '79, but there was a lot of hassle because they were a medium wave based radio station, it wasn't FM, so the signal wasn't good.
Okay.
Even though they had this humongous transmitter that they set up.
Yeah.
And there were all kinds of stories about the government blocking the signal and that sort of stuff. And because they'd feature news, and on the news they would tell you what was going on.
But hang on. So was it the red? So was that a conspiracy theory?
Well, there's all these theories.
Do you think that really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 50% truth, 50% fiction. But
so the news was stuff that was really happening.
Yes, what was
but
really going on.
we all know how they.
But often it get blanked out. So they'd start the news that sort of say, and the news at 5 o'clock read by so and so. And as it start reading,
No, are you serious?
They cut the signal.
Well, not much has changed, has it?
But
Because I mean, the news is
Capital Radio was a real godsend because you had DJs playing music that they wanted to play.
Yeah, so you had variety.
It wasn't a set format where you had to play this. They play pop songs, I mean the big pop songs of the day, but they also have, the show I used to listen to was, I think it was late, it was Saturday night, was a guy called Chris Pryor, who later joined Five. I think he lasted for about a year or so at Capital, and he had a show from about midnight till about 3 in the morning. Now, at the time, picking up Capital was quite difficult during the day, so at night the signal would be stronger. And what I did was, because I had a shortwave radio, a shortwave 1-2 FM, I tied a cable to the aerial, which we linked outside. My dad helped me set it up.
Oh, cool.
So you could get a stronger signal.
Yes.
So you set the radio up on the window ledge and listen to Capital Radio.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It was great because this guy, he had a show called Priority Rock, Chris Pryor. And it lasted for about 4 hours. And he'd basically bring his record collection to the studio and play the records he wanted to play.
But now, where did he? So did he show some of those bands that you wanted to see?
Well, he'd play things like he'd play the rock from the '70s, but he also at the time there was what was going on after punk had kind of died. Was the so-called post-punk thing. Which is where the music that I kind of connected to in a big way.
Post-punk.
Yeah. So you had bands like early Talking Heads. And you had Joy Division. And Four.
When was Sonic Youth then? Later?
Later.
Oh, later.
So I was exposed to that music, but at the same time he was also playing sort of classic rock from the '70s. So you get like Steely Dan, Raikuda, Little Feat,
I've never heard of
Frank Zappa.
I know Frank Zappa.
Like Captain Beefheart and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I was hearing that stuff for the first time, and it was quite a revelation.
How old were you about?
I'm still about 15.
It's cool that your dad helped you set that whole ring up.
Yeah, because it was, you know, you like the fact that I was playing football, but you could see my interest in football was starting to fade. And music was becoming the big thing. So you kind of like thought, oh my God, you know, I'm losing my son here to this god-awful music. You didn't understand it, and it was tough, eh? But that's where my real passion for music comes from.
So when you're like 15 and you could get access that music?
Well, you could listen to it on the radio, and it was a great show because you'd feature these things that you'd never heard before. And I mean, even a band like ZZ Top. Now ZZ Top had become really famous, but at the time, no one in this country had ever heard of ZZ Top. Chris Pryor, he kind of flew the flag for that band. He played them ad music over and over. And he stuck me with the ZZ Top, so he kind of really opened up the avenues in this country for the ZZ Top. It was just as an
Chris Pryor.
Chris Pryor.
Thank you, Chris Pryor.
Thank you, Chris Pryor.
Look what you did. You made this 15-year-old
And I remember he used to run specials on his show. he would sort of ask you a question right away and you could win a record.
Did you do that?
I did, and I won a record!
What record
I
was
won
it?
a record. There was a band he used to play,
Yeah.
I still loved them.
Yeah.
One of the first records I bought was a band called The Ruts.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Rats.
The Ruts, they were kind of like a punk band, but
Yeah.
they were one of the few punk bands that could really play their instruments.
Oh, why? Do punk bands not normally know?
Well, they were adequate. But I mean,
Oh.
yeah, this band
Yeah,
were great
punk
because
band.
they had sort of the energy of punk, but they had
Yeah.
sort of the chops of rock.
The energy of punk and the chops of
Yeah,
rock.
yeah. And they used reggae, they had sort of reggae influences.
Oh,
They sort of like they had these dub dropouts.
No
and
man,
songs.
I want to
Oh,
hear it.
great, they're
How do you
fantastic.
spell it?
R-U-T-S, Ruts.
Just the Ruts.
The Ruts.
I'm gonna go.
They're very short-lived
Can you
because-
share a link with me
Mm.
for the Ruts? I'm gonna post up a link. I want to hear that.
Yeah, they were short-lived there because
Yeah.
the singer died from a drug overdose. But
Oh no, they always do
yeah,
that,
they always
man.
do.
Guys,
But the
Yeah.
record, I remember winning the record because
Yeah.
they kind of carried on without the singer and they called themselves Ruts DC. And I won that record on his show.
Wow.
I remember listening to it.
Have you still got the record? So maybe, I mean, you know, I don't know if I've told you before, he's going to be doing the Live Hub with Howard, and he's going to be talking about music through the ages once a week. Can you bring that record?
I'm just trying to find it somewhere.
You gotta go find. Have you got lots of records?
Not anymore, no.
What happened to them?
Oh, we got rid of most of them.
Sold them.
We've got some CDs now.
CDs.
And you know, when you're moving around, and stuff gets lost, it gets damaged.
Yeah. Have you got a few records?
I've got a couple of records.
Like for you, what's a couple? Like a whole shelf or
No,
a few
I've got
five?
about 25 records.
25 records of your best favorites.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because also with the show that Chris Pryor did was,
Yeah.
because you couldn't get those records in PE,
Yeah.
he ran an advert for a record store in Bloemfontein, in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
They were called Street Records. And what they would do, they were an independent record store.
Yeah.
And they would get records from overseas. So if you were struggling to find something that you really wanted, you could write to them and order through. And I did that.
Yes.
Yeah, so you could buy things like Iggy Pop and
So you
Velvet
really,
Underground
I mean,
stuff.
because it's quite a mission to go write a whole letter, wait, find them first of all. You really wanted to hear the stuff. So
that's
it was that, like the 80s,
early 80s, yeah.
when you were about, how old were you?
16, 17.
16, 17. You were so into it, 16, 17. Sure. And so have you still got the Ruts? You didn't give it
I've still
away.
got the rights, yeah.
So it's one of your favorites.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is in the top 25 of Howard's collection.
Yes.
The records he kept.
Mm.
Because records, I mean, they say that records sound better than, the quality of records is better than anything else. Is that true?
I don't
Tell
think
me
that's
about
true.
that.
I don't think that's true. Maybe classical music on CD. would
Classical
be
music
better to listen to on CD.
and on a record, the quality?
Well, I suppose if it's piano concertos and stuff, maybe
Yeah.
the wireless starts cracking and popping and
Yeah.
sorts of interfering with what you listen to. But I suppose with rock music, because it's loud,
Yeah.
you know, you don't really get that. So maybe records, the analog sound would be probably a richer and warmer sound.
On a record.
Yeah, as opposed to a CD.
Because people are starting to buy record players again.
Yeah.
We've
It's
got
come back in a big
loads
way,
of
yeah.
records.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
People are tired of CD though.
Why are they tired of CDs? Okay, wait, let's go back. Okay, so because then I'm going to ask you that because people are you started going into like a more of a digital age. You had access. Did you ever record stuff for the radio or onto tapes?
I used to record the Priority Rock show.
Or onto tapes?
Onto tapes,
I remember doing
yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's the only way you can get music.
Yeah.
It's so different now because you can access
Well, the
music.
internet's,
You just go online. You access whatever the heck you want.
Yeah, the
But-
internet's changed everything.
Yeah, it's changed everything, but I wanted to ask you, you can access anything, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys want coffee?
All good.
Okay,
All good.
just wave if you want coffee. We need a coffee. Ooh, baby, Howard needs to be powered up with some coffee. They're making it if anyone else wants, hey? Keep them coming, girl. Powering up Howard. I'm going to make him talk, you need coffee.
So,
Now I wanted to ask you, okay, right, we've got access to any music that we want,
Yes.
right? Online, you just go online, you get music, but it's so much choice. Does
Well,
that make it harder? Tell me your opinion on
sure.
that.
There's a pro and a con
Yeah.
attached to that. I mean,
Yeah,
when you're living in scarcity and you've got a couple of records to listen to and you listen to them intently,
yeah,
what the internet gives you is this plethora of choice.
Yeah.
So what you end up with at the end of the day is you've got too much.
Yeah.
And you don't listen too much of it. You listen to parts of it. So you can download as much as you want. You go to YouTube and everything's there.
Yeah.
But you don't spend as much time listening to it as you used to.
Yeah.
The kind of the special factor kind of
I
disappears.
know, I think so. Because we've got so much music, half of it we haven't listened to.
Exactly.
I agree.
And also what's happened with the internet as well,
Yeah.
because growing up listening to music, you listen to music in real time.
Yeah.
So you listen to a band that's come out with a new album right then and there. You listen to that for quite a period of time. You kind of live inside that record for a while.
Yeah.
What the internet gives you is this infinite space. So you can listen to anything from any time.
Yeah.
So your now becomes everything.
Your now becomes past, present, and future, not future. Maybe.
So
that's the pro. Now it's
it's a con in a way, because the special factor of it kind of disappears.
Yeah.
So what you get is this absurd amount of music that you kind of inundated with. You're going to kind of wade through.
Yeah.
And the thing as well about the internet is it's geared in a way to make you want to click all the time. So you're constantly clicking away. So you've got this piece of music you're listening to, and you think, this is really good, but I'm sure there's something else. So you're clicking and you're clicking. So you've got this constant sort of attention. Your attention span starts diminishing.
Yes.
Yes. Whereas with
So
a
something
record,
else pops up and you go there, and then you go there, then you go there.
And there's a special factor about a record as well is that it's like this object.
Yeah.
It's this beautiful object that you have, and you can just there. And you look at the sleeve notes, and you look at the cover, and it is all part of this whole package.
Yes.
It wasn't just the record; it was the picture, it was the artwork, everything about it was the special thing.
Yes.
That's been lost. Which is why, going back to your thing about people buying records, I think that's why that's happening. Because people want that again. They want that special attachment to an object.
Yes.
Which is the internet has kind of done away with that.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
all
so that's everything's digital, but so lots of people are buying records. I know.
It doesn't mean that much anymore.
What?
I think the specialness of music. I think it's lost a lot of the specialness. I think that's what it means.
Yeah. Because it's so easy. It's like if something is what we were talking about last week. If something's rare, and it's valuable, that whole thing. You know, maybe the rarity of something makes it more valuable.
Yeah.
So what are the pros?
You spend time with it more.
Yeah. I remember listening. I had an Elvis record. I listened to like all day. Elvis over that one blue record. You know. Yeah, I remember that. So.
Because you're living in an age of scarcity at the time when I was growing.
Yeah.
Because you only had so much.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've got this inundated.
Okay, but let's look at the pros. Because there are pros.
There are pros.
So what do you think the pros are, in your opinion?
The internet.
Yeah,
Well,
with music.
With music, because it's this whole sort of democratization thing that's happening with the internet.
This what?
The democratization.
Oh, okay.
So what you're getting now is, in the past, if you say that you wanted to do a couple of songs and put it like a little CD together as your band, you already had grafted it, you know, push it yourself and try and sell it to people.
Yeah.
With the internet now, you can basically put a thing together on your computer or whatever, your laptop, record it, post it onto SoundCloud or Mixcloud sort of thing, and you might actually get some fair amount of success.
Yeah, like the Unfoot did that.
Yeah, if people hit enough times in your thing, there you go.
They just got famous from a YouTube video.
It's changed, So in that way, the internet's a good thing.
Yeah. So you don't need to necessarily have lots of money, lots of. Anyone can post that. But at the same time, because everyone can do that, there's so many people doing that.
Exactly.
That's probably.
But it has opened up that avenue, so your exposure to people is more open.
Yeah.
It's not as difficult as it used to be. You don't have to go through a record company.
Yeah.
You don't have to just kind of market the thing yourself, push it, and get people to buy it, to get interested in it.
Yeah.
So you can go to Spotify, Mixcloud, or YouTube, put something up there. If you get enough clicks, hey, there you go.
Yeah, but this, Okay, so.
So the platform has changed.
Yeah. It's a lot that's changed in your life. In one life, there's lots changed in your lifespan. If you think about that, you only had records, now it's like huge. So how do you keep up to date with, I know you're so interested in, because when I've heard you talk, you speak about not only the music, but you speak about the whole musician, their whole life.
Like you know so much about their lives and how do you, I know you've got musicians and stuff that you know.
Yeah.
How do you keep up to date with what's coming out?
Try. It's impossible. This is too much.
How does a person even do that? Like how do you do that? Well, if you're interested in learning anything.
Well, if you go to the internet, I suppose.
But how do you go on and then where do you
Well,
do you look at?
if you're going to look out for music, I mean, if you're looking at websites, the ones I kind of look at would be something like maybe the Quietus.
Yeah.
I like their site. They're a British-based website.
Okay, I'm gonna remind me to put that
The
link.
Quietus, they're very good.
Okay.
Because they're independently run. They do things themselves. They aren't governed by sponsorship. So if you find you go to a website and when you go into the website you see like adverts all over the place. The first thing to do is get out of that website because the adverts are dictating the content of the website. So basically the advertisers are saying, look, you're a music publication, you should be writing about Taylor Swift, or you should be writing about whatever,
then they'll pay you more.
what the current thing is.
Yeah.
So that's where the sort of the revenue is going.
Yeah.
But if you're running it yourself, you can talk about whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Which is something like Quietus does. And another good one is The Wire.
Yeah.
Because
I
that's
know
a,
The Wire.
that's a magazine,
Yeah.
magazine, The Wire. They own, the guys who write for The Wire own The Wire.
Yeah.
They did a
The Wire and Quietus.
The Wire and Quietus.
The Rats, The Wire and Quietus.
Yeah. There's loads of them. I mean, there's thousands of websites.
Yeah, I know. If anyone else has a cool one that they want to share, then they can
Those
post
are
it
two
up.
that I could recommend.
Yeah.
They're very good.
How would recommend those?
Yeah, but I mean the music that they generally
And it's not
play
getting
is-
paid by them, see?
Yeah,
To
I'm just advertising them. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me see. What else have I wanted to ask you?
But in the 90s, I mean,
Yeah.
I worked in the music stores in the 90s.
Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. I want to go there.
Yeah,
So you worked in music stores?
Yeah.
Selling records?
Selling, well, at the time it was records. Yeah.
There's
CDs were kind of, I think CDs were beginning to take off in the early 90s. CDs were starting to hit the market.
Yeah. There's this movie that I watched, reminds me of you.
Yeah.
It's this guy who works in a record store. Man, what is that movie? It was such a cool movie. Whenever I see it.
High Fidelity.
Is that
It's a High Fidelity.
that actor? He's got a sister, and
John
she's
Cusack.
also. Yes. What's the movie
High
called?
Fidelity.
It reminds me of you so much.
That's about record beats. Yeah.
Yes, High Fidelity. Whenever I saw that, we all screamed "Ah!" when we saw that. In working in the record store. So you were the dude in the record store and knew all the.
Well, it was, we were living in PE, I mean, it wasn't like great records. You had what
Did you
had.
sneak in some Iggy Pop and some?
No, you could try and get that stuff.
Did you try and get?
Did you beat people as well who would share your taste at times? But most people would sort of like, what is this music?
Did they think? Okay, so now because you've got a strange taste in music. I mean, I like your taste, but it's not a common taste.
Well, I like left field stuff, but I also like
Left
pop music.
field?
No, avant-garde stuff.
Yeah.
Experimental music. But I mean, I also like pop music.
Yeah. Because I learned a lot about music from you and heard things that I've never heard in my life from
Well,
you.
because it's passionate about it. So, you try and follow up on things. And
Yeah.
At the time as well, I'd read the NME. A friend of mine would get the NME. It was the New Musical Express was the big British thing.
Yeah.
I spoke about that just now. But they would feature, it was an education reading the NME as well, because the guys who wrote for the NME they were kind of these graduates, students,
Yeah.
and they would push things. So they also had kind of an agenda. But reading the NME was kind of education itself, because they would write about, say, Nick Cave, or they'd interview Nick Cave.
Yeah.
Nick Cave would say, this song that I wrote is influenced by Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment.
Yeah.
And I'd say,
So
what's that? And you'd go and read, go to the library, and you get hold of. So it was kind of like this, it was giving you information that you'd not normally receive from school. I remember standard 9, I remember doing an oral on Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. And my English teacher, she said to me, who's Dostoevsky? I thought, something's wrong. There's just something wrong here.
Something's wrong in the school.
And I read about Dostoevsky in the freaking NME. I mean, Nick Cave interview.
Something's wrong when you're not talking about Dostoevsky in school. Okay, what's his name?
Dostoevsky. He was a Russian writer.
I've never heard of him either.
He wrote a
Okay,
series
but now
of
you did the same for other people because all these people and these people I've never heard of that guy.
Then he would give you clues.
Do that! There's somebody who heard of him. Ah, you're so cool.
You know, they mention, I mean, a lot of it's pretentious nonsense. I mean, they talk about, they quote Friedrich Nietzsche philosophy, or they quote Roland Barthes, you know, all these sort of French post-structuralist writers and stuff. I mean, at that age, you didn't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
But it, you know, you sort of picked up on these things. You know? So just kind of this alternate education that you'd get. So you get the music, but you also get the other stuff that went along with it.
Yeah, because not everybody, some people are interested in music, but they're not interested in all of the stuff that goes with it. That's why I found you so interesting. Because you love the music, but you go right into that, like you were saying, their whole life and the whole philosophy and the whole, it's very interesting.
Because, you know, music, it's not just about the music, it also introduces you to these other worlds, you know, to literature, to film, to all these other little arts. The arts as well, you know, the creative arts. So it wasn't just the music, you know, there's other stuff around it. Whereas today, I think it's just the music.
Not for everyone though, because, I mean, the minority...
Well, you read an interview with somebody today, let's talk about music. They don't talk about the books they read, or the films they watch, or what drives them.
You mean it's not so well-rounded?
Yeah, it's not this cultural thing that you get. It's more narrow. It's more narrow avenue.
Okay, but he's going to change that because he's doing the music through the 80s. He's going to change that. You're going to have something to listen to that's well-rounded. Okay, Howard?
No, that's what's...
You're going to do that?
That's the thing that fascinated me about these people as well.
Yeah.
You know, so I remember there was also a thing that they did in The Enemy as well. There was a feature they ran called The Portrait of the Artist as Consumer.
Yes.
So they interviewed different pop bands or experimental bands, whatever. And they'd talk about the films they liked, the books that they read,
Yeah.
you know, the artists that they liked. So you go and check up on it. It's kind of like the internet before the internet.
Yeah.
So that's a sort of the thing that grabbed your attention. Well, personally, it grabbed my attention.
Yeah.
So you go and read these books, and you want to go and find out about these things. Because it wasn't just the music. You thought, if the music is this fascinating, what inspired the music as well should be just as fascinating.
Yes. That's
So you go and read up about these things, check these things out.
Yeah.
So that was an inspiring thing.
Yeah. It's
And
still...
you never got that at school.
Yeah. But, I mean, people had different interests. It's nice that you could go, and your family supports it, because, like, the way your dad wired the thing, I mean, it's nice that you can go and find this information. You have to have that passion.
And you had to work for it.
And you got to work. I mean, in those days,
there was no internet, so you had to
walk to the library.
You had to go to the library, and you go and find these things. You had to go dig.
Yeah.
And it took time.
Yeah.
Whereas now, time is basically dissolved. So you go
Time
to internet, Google,
has dissolved. I'm going to put all your quotes. They're so cool. Time is dissolved. But we've got to find a way to make it work, though.
The internet.
Yeah, all this stuff about time dissolving. There's a way to make it work for us.
Yeah. There's a way to do it.
A good way.
Because I think the problem with the internet is basically it's like an engineering tool. I think that's the whole kind of philosophy about the internet. It works very well like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it gives you go onto the internet and you find people who are similar to you.
Yeah.
So that's really what it gives you. It's very good at organizing things together.
Yeah.
So you go into Amazon or something like that and you'll buy something. You'll say, well, if you like this, you'll probably like this.
Yeah.
It's off in a way. Because it only allows you, it's only giving you what it knows, it thinks that you like.
That one interest that you had, it's giving you only that.
So there's algorithms that keep telling you, well, if you like this, you'll probably like that.
Yeah, and then you stop thinking.
So
and then
it narrows your focus a bit.
But if you're aware of these kind of things, you know, you can make sure it doesn't happen. If you're aware.
Well, you've got to be sussed about things.
Yeah, because it's nice to have a big variety of this, if you're talking about music. I want to go into, so now you were talking about and the philosophy and all the arts interest you. Are you interested in other arts?
Yes.
Like what?
Like film and
Yeah.
literature.
Because I know you also are interested in film. I love talking to you about film. You always talk about the different...
I love
People love talking. He's like very, very famous in our town, this guy. What is this? Cat, sorry. We all know Howard. Everyone asks him everything about movies. This guy. So tell me about film. Like, you're interested in film. What is the time? How far are we? How's it going? How's everyone?
That's also what you get with the NME as well, because it wasn't just music. They write about TV. They write about. There was a guy I really used to enjoy. There were a couple of writers I enjoyed at the NME.
Yeah.
And they were usually the most pretentious writers, because half the time we weren't quite sure what they were talking about.
Yeah.
But there was a guy.
Do you mean they use like lots of jargon and stuff?
No, they'd go off on these weird tangents sort of thing. So the articles were they were very fiery.
Yeah.
The articles themselves, so they they'd fire you up too. You know?
Oh, okay.
So the guy you'd be discussing an artist, say, but he'd go off on all these little tangents. Sort of thing. So
Yes.
he'd be talking about that, and talking about this. And so there'd be all these little references sort of thing all the time.
Yes.
So that kind of kept you interested in the whole thing.
That's how you
kind of it kind of became a thing about itself.
Yeah.
Kind of because it was a world where these guys would sort of create this kind of niche for themselves, these writers,
Yeah.
and they'd kind of create kind of an identity for themselves. So you had guys. There was a guy. I think the most important guys at the time. There was a guy called Paul Morley.
Yeah.
He was one of the big writers. And there was a guy I loved his stuff. There was a guy called Ian Penman.
Yeah. Is there a way we can? He's talking about the internet, but I also love the internet because now we're gonna go find that guy. Can we find that guy online? Can we find all the stuff?
These guys.
Yes.
Yeah, they still do articles and stuff. They still do a lot.
So are you gonna help me find them?
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah.
put. I wanna
So,
look at
for
it.
instance, like this guy
Yeah.
Ian Penman, he did a huge feature on Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
A big thing about all the movies Robert De Niro made. And we thought, oh, this is interesting, because at the time I wasn't really that into films. I'd watch movies and stuff, and I thought,
Yeah.
this is you talk about Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm just going to watch Taxi Driver. And
Yeah.
I watched it, it was like, wow, this is different. This is a very interesting film because
Yeah.
it dealt with all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a movie with action or something like that.
Is that when you started getting into film?
Yeah, around that time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started watching movies. So,
Yeah.
but then again, they'd write about French cinema.
Yeah.
So, Italian cinema. So you hear people, you read about people like Fellini or about Jean Godard.
So are you gonna write something? Ever?
I did have a blog.
Are you gonna do it again?
I remember, I think it was in 2010, 2011. I
Yeah.
set up a blog
Yeah.
and I started writing about movies and music. And there was a little inbox thing that I could have, sort of a message box where people could put comments and stuff in.
Yeah.
And the thing that put me off almost straight away was you'd get these messages from advertising companies saying, we really like your writing, but would you
Really?
consider writing about this, or would you like to write about that?
Really?
And we will, we'll kind of, so I thought, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to
But you
write about
could've just
something I
said
don't
no.
want to write about.
But couldn't you just say no?
No, I just thought, it's a sign of the internet though, because you get
I
that.
didn't know they did that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So did you shut it?
No, well, it got nuked.
It's
some,
got,
some
nuked.
some guy hacked the site.
Hacked your site?
Yeah, I hacked it.
And started writing for you?
No, it just hacked the site. It was wiped it out.
What? Is maybe the person you said no to?
Well,
The advertiser. It's like, if you're not going to write for me, you ain't writing for no one.
I think that's the problem with the internet, because I think from about...
No, but you can get blogs that don't get hacked.
Yeah, sure.
Open up another blog. Come on
It's
now.
time-consuming.
I know.
Writing is very hard.
I know. It takes time. But you write really nice. But we can take your words and we can put them in writing.
So
Okay.
I think with money into the internet as well, because I think
Yeah.
up until about the early 2000s, money wasn't a big thing with the internet. Because the internet, I think advertisers at the time, they didn't really trust the internet. It was a new thing.
Yeah.
So they were kind of wary about it. But I think from about the mid-2000s, from then on, advertisers started getting involved in the internet.
Yeah.
So what you're then getting is you're getting people putting money into these websites. Say if it's a music website, for instance, and saying, well, we're going to finance you, but there's a catch. You've got to write about this, because you can't just write about what you want to write about. You also have to write about pop stars.
Yeah.
So it becomes
But
more
the
about
person
like
has a
celebrity
choice whether or not.
maintenance.
The person has a choice whether or not they want to. Does anyone have a question on here? Anyone? About that? People have a choice. They can say, no, I don't want to write about it. Stuff.
It's
You,
difficult to turn it
whatever,
down.
keep going. Yeah, I suppose if you can make money. Yeah. It's interesting, eh?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, so I won't make you talk about anything you don't want to talk about.
No.
You can have this coffee,
Yeah.
but you have to. You have to talk about coffee, Jim. Okay, is there anything else that you want to add? I think we're going to close up now.
All right.
You can catch him again. He's going to be speaking every week more about that. But I'm just trying to think. There's so many questions that I had for you, but they've gone out of my head. I'm going to find another
What
time.
are you listening to right now?
Oh, what are you listening to right,
Right
now from the Peanut Gallery?
There's a young English guy I really like. He's just got a new album out. He's called Super. Call Super.
Super.
Mm.
Super.
Yeah, called Super.
Wow.
He's got a new album. I
Yeah.
really like that.
What kind of music is it?
It's electronic music. But
Oh, do you like electronic music?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Not too much of it though.
Yeah. Okay, well, I want to listen to that.
I think also with a lot of music nowadays as well, because with records, remember when records were out, a record is 38, 40 minutes long, which is what
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah.
With CDs, you could put 70 minutes, up to 70 minutes of music on,
Yeah.
which is way too much. I mean,
Oh,
and you sit there listening to over an hour to music.
is that too much?
That's too much.
Yeah.
40 minutes is a really good time.
Oh,
That's all you
yeah,
need. You need
I
40
thought about
minutes,
that.
that's
Okay.
perfect. That's good. So that, in
Yeah.
a way, a lot of ways, the record is perfect for that.
Yeah.
So you have 40 minutes of music.
Especially nowadays, people's attention spans are only like 3
Yeah,
minutes
so you
long.
always got, it's too much music.
Yeah.
So you get these 70-minute long CDs and that sort of thing. So,
And they all sound the same.
yeah, this is too much. You don't want to eat a whole packet.
You don't want to
have
eat
a few at a time.
a
You just eat the whole packet at once.
packet. Don't eat the whole packet at once. Okay, cool. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, that's what I was saying earlier on about records. That's why I think people are buying records
Yeah.
because they want that feeling, that specialness that music has.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be this awful curmudgeon to say that music is completely lost its appeal. It hasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously.
No, there are lots of good musicians now still.
Yeah.
Amazing ones.
Yeah.
I've just got to find them. But it used to be like that too.
Oh, yeah,
The
sure.
majority of the
Yeah.
stuff, most people, but if you like different things, it was the minority.
Yeah, you gotta go look
It's
for
still
it.
like that. My daughter says to me, "Ah, man, the music in your day was much nicer than the music now." And I said to her, she listens to the music I used to listen to. She's 18.
Yeah,
And I said to her, we had to find that music. It wasn't the majority of the people that were listening to that. We had to go and we had to find it, and we were the minority. You've got to do the same thing.
yeah.
You know, it's just finding it's different. Yeah. Cool. Okay, Howard.
All right.
Thank you
Okay, pleasure.
for
Thank
being
you.
with us today, the Live Hub. Everybody.